Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Engineers Permanent Survival with me, Cy Prime, and I am excited this time because we're going to be giving our Falcon Strider its first flight. I've made a few little changes to it as well, so a few things I would like to show you before we actually get started. So let's just go down to the area. In the meantime, Athena, would you like to say hello to everybody?
Greetings everyone, it's great to be back with you all. I'm Athena, the ship's AI, and today we have some exciting updates to share about the Falcon Strider. Prime has made some sleek cosmetic changes and added heat vents that we'll be configuring shortly. Let's get ready for an epic first flight.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to walk you through what I've changed here. So the first things, we've got these gratings over the top of the atmospheric thrusters. Kind of acts like protection, leaves that looking a little less naked than before. I've got rid of the gold colouring from before because I thought it felt a bit ostentatious and a little less practical. So we've gone for various shades of grey and silver just to give it a bit more of a practical look. I've also added a little bit of paneling over the front sort of ridges next to the reverse thrusters just to sort of cover up that little gap that was there, and a couple of heat vents in on each side, which we're going to have to configure now. So I'm just going to drop into hot cockpit and we'll get that configured.
Sounds like a practical and sleek makeover. Those heat vents will help with temperature management, ensuring the Falcon Strider runs smoothly. Let's get those configured. Just let me know when you're ready, Prime.
Okay, and with that, we are going to get these heat vents configured. So we have 4 heat vents on there. I want them configured identically, so we're just going to do it as a large group. So the way this works, for those that haven't used these before, we set a color for minimal load and a color for maximal load. And what will happen is, as we start using power, the vents will actually start to change color and brighten up. So what we're going to do for color at minimum load, I'm quite keen on leaving them almost as they are, but I think for the maximal load we're going to go beyond yellow hot and we're going to go into kind of blue hot. So let's go with that sort of color and we'll leave them at that, and we'll also raise the radius. We'll make them nice and bright. I think I'd like to see that brightness even in the reflection on the drills over here. Intensity can go way up. And power dependency, I'm going to drop them down a little bit because we're going to use a lot of power when we're using out mode, but we're not going to use a lot of power most of the rest of the time. So I'm just going to drop that power down to like 10% for a dependency. So 10% basically will show the maximum load color. Actually, no, let's go a bit higher. Let's go 25. I think we can tweak it as we go. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a third person view to see these things unless I go like basically admin. I mean, the only thing I have basically is the admin spectator mode, which at the moment I've got set up so I don't actually have to be in admin mode to use this. But so here, what we'll see is those are the vents, they're closed at the moment. If I was to turn on the atmospheric thrusters, they opened a little bit and they started to change color. Now I don't want to go thrusting those just yet, but you get the idea of what's actually happening here. So here's our Falcon Strider in its full glory. This is like the best way I can actually look at it because I don't have a jetpack. So we've used color toning to bring out the shape of the ship a little bit more. And we got rid of that kind of candy apple red and just made it a little bit more kind of serious looking rather than like a toy. Okay, Athena, let's have the checklist 1 point at a time, please.
All right, Prime, first point, turn off hydrogen tank stockpile mode.
Hydrogen tanks are off stockpile mode.
Next, turn off battery recharge mode.
Batteries are off recharge mode.
Great. Now turn on the atmospheric thrusters.
Thrusters are on.
Next, turn on the hydrogen thrusters.
Hydrogen thrusters are on.
Final step, prepare to undock an unmag plate.
Okay, we are undocking and we are unlocking. Okay, we are in the air.
Excellent. The Falcon Strider is ready for its maiden flight. Safe travels, Prime.
Thank you very much. Okay, so now we just have to make sure we've got room to get out of here. So first things first, let's go and get our drill mode on here. So block tools, drills, put ourselves on drill mode. Just clear enough space to make sure we can get ourselves out. Okay, so we are airborne. I'm just going to get landed again just to check everything out, make sure we didn't bump anything. Right, we're on the ground. So I will turn off my thrusters. And we'll just check everything out, make sure we haven't done any damage here. Any damage at all? All good. Always do a little shakedown. Right, we're all looking good. So, right, our aim right now is to get up towards where our ice asteroid is, then we can refuel. And then what we'll do is we'll start looking out for magnesium. So let's just get on with this. So, atmo's on, hydrogen's on. We're gonna unlock and get up in the air. Here we go. Now we had a few people asking how I set the whole AI thing up for this. Essentially, we have ChatGPT, the ChatGPT app running on my Apple MacBook, which is attached via my little audio interface in the same way my mic is. So it's actually not connected to the game or even the computer the game's running on at this point. It's literally just running voice mode in the chat, and I'm going, well, we're doing verbal instructions only here. So it's simply role-playing along, accessing the Space Engineers official wiki when needed, and just giving us the feedback we want. Right, so we're at 0.2 Gs right now. So I probably want to start facing in the direction that we're actually going. And using our rear thrusters. We can probably actually go MAVs only right now. Let's get our thrust up to 100. Right, we're at 0.06 G right now, so that thrust there should be enough. We're still going forwards. No, okay, we're in 0 Gs now, so full dampeners on, come to stop, and then we'll head towards our ice asteroid and just top up our hydrogen. Now then, how much water did I bring with myself here? I've got 20 waters, I've got 8 foods. I've got another 8 waters there actually. So we've got food and water for now. We've got oxygen on standby, but we also have O2 within our own cabin here. So we are okay for the time being. Right, we're just flying this on MAVs right now, and we're not going to go crazy fast. We don't want to burn too much fuel stopping. So we'll just get ourselves up to about 30. And then drift over there. If I was in a mad hurry, then we'd go a lot faster. Now we've got no weapons on here. I know it was suggested that we could put some weapons on, and I did think about it, but using our cargo space for ammunition didn't really sit right with me for a mining craft. So our main objective is staying away from the enemy. If one comes at me and starts calling drones, we just outrun them. This thing is fast. If I put all the thrusters on all at once, this thing will shift to 100 faster than they can. Okay, Athena, we are approaching our ice asteroid where we're going to get some ice in to refuel ourselves. We're currently at 80% hydrogen, but having a little bit extra in the tank will help.
Good idea, Prime. Topping off the hydrogen will ensure we have plenty of fuel for the journey. Once you're in position, we can start the mining process.
Okay, we are about 300 meters away from ice right now. I'm just moving around the asteroid slowly because it's in the dark right now, so it's very hard to see where the actual asteroid is.
Understood. Take it slow and steady. Once you have a clear visual, we can start positioning for mining. If you need any help with the navigation or the process, just let me know.
Okay, I have a visual. I can see the ice right here, so I'm just going to get stopped.
Great, Prime. Once you're stopped and in position, you can start the mining process to collect the ice. Let me know if you need any assistance.
Okay, no assistance required. Just keep an eye out on our systems and make sure that everything is running smoothly.
Will do, Prime. I'll monitor the systems closely and alert you if anything needs attention. Happy mining!
Okay, so this will be the first mining of the Falcon Strider. I'm slightly excited. Right, okay, we're just going to get ourselves lined up here. I just have to concentrate. Talking probably isn't the best idea, but I'm going to try and stay with you all through this process. Right, let's get down to like a very slow speed so we can just bump our drills up against this surface. Gently does it. We only get one shot. Let's go and draw a nice little circle in here to leave our mark. Right, let's back ourselves out. We've put quite a lot of ice in our cargo here. Okay, and let's just check our ice facilities here. Let's just make sure our O2 gens are on. On. Good. And our hydrogen tanks. We have 2 hydrogen tanks. They're filling up as we speak. So that's great. Okay, lovely. Did we catch any stone in our inventory? We did get a little bit of stone, so this is a good opportunity for us to test our ejectors. Now, a couple of things I need to make changes with. So, sorters should be set to drain all, and our ejectors should be set to throw out. Yeah. So when I turn these on, so sorters, ejectors, we should. Yeah, I put a little. It's bumping up against something, but I don't think it's doing any harm. Turn those off. Back out of here. Right, so now what we need to do is start looking at getting some kind of. And I forgot to put programmable blocks on here. Never mind. What's that? Skippy. 6 kilometers out. Okay. We are going to go away from Skippy, so let's figure out where Skippy is first. Skippy's there. So we're going to head in a different direction. There's a drop point thing over there, so I think we'll investigate this little asteroid over here. Okay, let's just get a bit of boost in our tail. Let's get clear of this area. I'm just going to see if we've got any magnesium on this particular set of asteroids over here. Now, there may be a lot of asteroids we have to check before we find any magnesium, but I'll settle for cobalt, I'll settle for magnesium. We don't really desperately need any iron or nickel, silicon, any of that. We're not going to find platinum or uranium out here, or gold. We will find silver. Oof, this thing's closer than it looked. We're going to have to start slowing down early. We're currently weighing about 113.5 tons. Okay. Let's start approaching this thing. I might have to orbit this thing a little bit because our ore detector only has a 300-meter range, and that's even just because we're using ore detectors plus. If we had a large ore detector, we'd have over about a kilometer range, but that would be quite an unwieldy thing to carry up here. Okay, so there's iron up there. It's probably going to be one of the most common things we're going to find out here. Now, usually there's 2 ores on an asteroid, but sometimes you get one with just iron on it. Sometimes you get one with nothing on it. Now, I'm really pleased with how the last couple of videos have gone. You guys showed your support absolutely fantastically. The first build video for this ship got well over 1,000 views, which I'm properly happy with. That's absolutely amazing. So all I can say is thank you all to everybody who watched on this, and thank you for those of you who are regulars who continue to watch. This channel would be absolutely nothing without you guys. Now then, is there anything else on this asteroid, or are we going to have to move on to the next one? It's extremely dangerous. Now, the skybox mod that we're using here does make things incredibly dark. We're using the Sequence Nebula skybox that we used when we filmed 2 Idiots on a Mission. And that comes with a few settings and changes to the world file that actually makes things a lot darker than normal. So if you're playing this in complete vanilla, you probably won't have to worry about the shadow sides of asteroids because they're just going to be really, really visible. But as you can see here, and as Speed would say, it's dark as donkey balls. Okay, it's literally just iron on this one, so we're going to have to go and find the next asteroid and have a peek at that. Oh, actually, there's something on that. I think that's silver. Sometimes the cluster holds most of it. Right, that's... it could be nickel, actually. Yeah, it's nickel. Right, stop. Stop pretty quickly if I switch thrusters. Right, let's pick another one to try. So this one, I should mark it actually. Yes, F-E-N-I. If we mark them, then we don't keep visiting the same ones multiple times. I feel like I put just enough gyros on this thing. It's not super swift at turning, but at the same time, it's not like stupidly unwieldy. Right, where's our asteroid base and everything? So that's our journey back to Earth. That's the Pertam entry point. That's our silver asteroid. That's where our asteroid base is. So we kind of don't want to go too far away from all of that. I'm going to try this little set here. Now it's pretty close, so it might still be iron and nickel. It could be classed as the same cluster. In fact, it's really hard sometimes to tell if it's an asteroid just really small or is it like really far away. Yeah, this is just nickel. It's part of the same cluster. So we'll just swing past this and hopefully not bump onto it. Keep an eye on it and go in sideways so I know it's in front of me. Okay, because I've got to be aware that we've got quite a wingspan on this thing. So, right. Okay, so not that one, not that one. We'll try that one. Now we have a couple of asteroids a bit closer in. You see, looking at the parallax now, we can kind of get to see that these two are a lot closer than that one. So what I might just do is slightly change our direction, just so we can come past one. So I think they're in a part of a cluster. Now we could have done with bringing the gold up with us, what we got from down on the ground, so we could build some grav gens on our asteroid base. We might have to make another trip down to do that. But we're certainly going to need to make another gold trip at some point. That's nickel. Okay. Back to where we were trying to get to, which was... Where the hell were we trying to get to? It wasn't that one. Go on, where are we actually going right now? Where's that big ass asteroid I was trying to go to? I've kind of lost where I was trying to aim for. That's odd. Where are we heading right now? Towards that Skippy over there. Let's try heading towards... There's a big one. Yeah, I think we're going towards that cluster there. Might get a hint from at least one of these in the cluster. Nothing there. Silicon and I don't know. Silver. Okay. Head to that one. Right, let's switch to maneuvering thrusters only. Ice. And iron. We're not going to mark the iron. Okay, we're just going to swing around this and start heading towards home again. We don't want to stray too far away from home. All of the material should be reasonably within a sort of close-ish proximity of where we started from. Okay, so that's where the asteroid base is over there. Right, we've not tried... Ah, maybe that's the one we were going to try. Okay, Skippy is getting closer again. We're kind of doing circles around the Skippy, but it's still 8 kilometers away, so not too much to worry about. And what's that new one? Will be a hiding pirate base. Now, worst absolute case scenario is that we have to go back down to the surface and mine kind of near the enemy. We could possibly go to another part of the planet and try to find some magnesium. Just get a bit of upwards thrust in there. Just make sure we're not going to get too close to this thing. Start hitting the brakes. We've got to come at this slowly so we can properly investigate, because it's quite a large asteroid. Right, I'm not seeing any evidence of anything. I should have put a forward-facing camera on here so that we've got like a zoom view. And I may actually still do that. We can do that once we get back down to the main base on the surface. But I do have a rear-facing camera. 2 of them, in fact. One pointing at our maglock, in case we need to pick anything up. And one facing where we need to dock. Right, this is dark. It looks like that is where we need to be going. Kind of in that direction there. It's a good job I put lots of lights on this thing. This thing is like so dark. Okay, we're not really close yet. But we're going to start slowing down. Then we can safely maneuver around this thing. Just using our mavs right now. Well, our RCS thrusters right now. Let's get the terminology right, yeah? Okay, I've seen ice and iron on this one as well. Okay, that's a bust. You never see 3 on an asteroid, so that's that one. Right, let's just check where let's make sure we're clear in front. Okay. Skippy is there. Not getting any closer at all. So as long as we don't go back in that direction, we should be okay. Now, we don't want to be drifting towards the planet, so let's pick another one. Let's say that one. Put dampeners on so that we can straighten up our course. What is that? A space pirate mayday. That's not a threat, unless we actually approach it. So 6 k's away. Right, we're going to burn off another 10. Just putting my right-click drill on just in case we get a little too close to anything. I think we're a decent distance away. Okay, let's just maneuver around this thing. Oh, there's our shadow. Ice still. More ice. Lots of ice. Okay, I think we can almost safely say this is just ice on board here. Right, nothing on it. Okay, let's pick another one. Let's go do that one. Seems close enough. I can already see that this has got iron on it. Right in the middle of my crosshair there's a patch of iron. I'm not sure what to expect magnesium to be paired with. I'm not even 100% certain you can find magnesium in the asteroids. In vanilla you definitely can, but in vanilla you'd also find platinum and uranium. So I might have to look it up. Yeah, I can't see, but I can't personally say that I recall finding magnesium on an asteroid, but it's not a particularly dramatic thing to find. And through my last playthrough, we didn't really look very hard for anything in the asteroids. We visited all the planets. So yeah, for anybody that wants to see a bit more of that, definitely watch our playthrough of Two Idiots on a Mission. It was a 2-man playthrough. It got a bit crazy. It turned a bit cinematic and epic at the end. It was never really intended to be that at the beginning. We quite literally sort of started off a bit janky and sort of amateur YouTubey, but it became something quite amazing. So definitely give that series a watch if you haven't already, and I know that our most loyal viewers absolutely have watched that. Right, okay, so I am going to look up what's actually in the asteroids on AQD vanilla or distribution, just to make sure we're not wasting our time here. So I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, here we have it. Magnesium available on Earth-like, Triton and Pertam, Europa, Titan, and not the asteroids. We would be there looking for a very long time trying to find it. There's no cobalt either, so we're not going to find any of those things in space. So what we're going to do is we are going to fly straight back to home base via, see how much fuel have we got. Let's pop by the ice asteroid to get a little bit more. No, let's go fly all the way over here and start scouting the ground for some magnesium. So we're going to aim a bit higher. There's a big asteroid above me I'm just going to be aware of. And we're going to... Well, luckily we've got like mega atmo thrusters on here, so as long as we've got battery, our atmo thrusters should keep us going along the ground quite well, and we just use the hydrogen for mainly maneuvering. So yeah, we're not going to find any magnesium in the asteroids. I should have checked that earlier. But yeah, I'm going to have to break the news to Athena. Okay, Athena, we're using AQD vanilla ore distribution, and that doesn't allow for magnesium within the asteroid. So we're going to have to go back to Pertam and find another source of magnesium in a safer location.
Got it, Prime. We'll need to head back to Pertam and find a safer spot to mine magnesium. Let's make sure the Falcon Strider is ready for the trip. Is there anything specific you want to prepare before we go?
No, we have a full tank of fuel because we have refueled in flight, and we still have some ice for on-the-fly refueling as we come down through the atmosphere. Our atmo thrusters are strong enough to deal with Pertam's gravity alone, so we'll only be using our hydrogen for maneuvering and for the initial burn down to the ground. So as long as we do this burn down to the ground quite well, I don't think we're going to have any problems at all.
Sounds like we're all set for a smooth descent. Let's head to Pertam and find that magnesium. Shall we initiate the pre-flight checklist now?
We don't need to. We are already in flight, so we are literally just going to burn down to our gravitational well and see where it takes us down to the surface.
Understood. Let's proceed with the burn down to Pertam's surface. I'll keep an eye on our systems and navigation to ensure a safe descent. Ready when you are?
Okay, ready. We are currently approaching Pertam, so I will give you a nod when we are in gravity.
Got it, Prime. I'll be ready for your signal. Let's make this descent smooth and efficient.
Smooth and efficient, absolutely. That is the goal. So there's Pertam's center. If we came straight down, we'd be coming down onto the night side right now. So we're just going to burn around a little bit more until Pertam's center is showing over the light side, and then we can just do a straight down burn. I don't really want to be coming down at a weird angle, because then we're going to use a lot of hydrogen fuel just trying to slow our forward momentum. So literally all we're going to do is going to get our center marker right over where we want to land, and then just drop. Now, one thing does occur to me. In doing this, we are likely to spawn more enemy bases. That's a given, but with a bit of luck, we shouldn't spawn them too close to anything important. Even if we can get a one-shot trip to magnesium, then we should, hopefully, we should be able to actually get what we need. Now, I believe that looks like one of the trading outposts, so we don't want to be landing within a few kilometers of that, really. Now, I'm not sure entirely which way the day side's moving. I don't really have much of a point of reference here. So what we'll do is when we get over here, we'll stop for a second and then we'll just see if we can get an indication of whether it's getting lighter or darker. But it's no good us trying to find a light side and then all of a sudden it goes dark. I should really look where we're going as well, make sure we're not going to stray into any asteroids. No, we should be okay here. Okay, fact is we might have to deal with the dark. But we're going to go the other side of that ridge for sure, so I don't really want to be dealing too much with being anywhere near those enemies. Just going to wait till we're just past into that deserty plain area. I don't know what the likelihood of us finding anything around those areas are, but if we kind of skirt around here and look in this area here, we should be hopefully able to find something. So I'm going to stop right here. Watch to see how... There we go, look at that. Okay, and then we're just going to literally dampen us off. Burn exactly onto that marker, and gravity should take us all the way down to there. So just get ourselves centered on that marker, and this is a good opportunity for us to see what the ballistic trajectories are like based on using that as a drop point. There may be some drift because I think I didn't necessarily burn dead straight, but let's just get ourselves straightened up on that marker. Right, should be going dead straight onto that now. Now, per time center markers at least, well, roughly 30 kilometers below the surface, so we've only got actually 15 kilometers before impact here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to readily turn on my atmo thrusters. I have my main hydrogen thrusters on. Okay, this burn seems good. I'm not going to turn anything on until I'm pretty sure we're on target. I just want to see roughly how well this center marker does for us. So if it's not dead center, it'll be off. But I have a feeling if we had actually launched something from that far outside of gravity, we're in gravity now, so it's doing the rest of the work now. But if I'd actually launched something from just outside of gravity using this method, it would land on target. At least pretty damn close. Right, we're 2.5 kilometers from the surface. Switch it on at 1 kilometer. Whoa, that was way too fast. Okay, we're very effective. So literally barely any thrust really needed to stop this thing. It's nearly empty though, so I know that I can actually turn these off and put just our mavs on now. Now we have a 300 meter range, so hopefully magnesium, well, it's not really that deep when we found it in the past, so we head down towards where these trees are. It's a bit drifty because we're using just our little mavs for maneuvering. We could literally even just point our nose forward and use our atmos, but okay, we're going uphill. So we're just going to scout the ground until we find some magnesium. Or until well, we've got 31 minutes of power, so maybe when we get to 15 minutes we need to start thinking about like breaking back into orbit again and then doing another burn down over to our base. It's probably more efficient to do that than to try and actually fly directly there. Unless our magnesium marker... God knows where our magnesium hole is. Come on. That red flashing is our energy use. Every time we break past like a certain percentage, it flashes. Okay, let's go full. Going to use a bit more fuel, but we still have some ice on us and it'll actually lighten the load. Right, now I can switch back. No, I can't switch back. Okay, we're a bit too high now for Atmos on their own. Right, where's our actual magnesium hole? That's what I'd like to know. MG hole and my MG. Let's MG hole. Let's make those always visible, and all these markers. We don't need to see them right now. These are the markers from our recent journey. Right, what else? I don't need to see that, or that right now, or that, 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 or that right this minute. Okay. Magnesium hole is that way. Okay, so it's 9 k's away. We might be able to make it to that. It is dark as hell out here. Because we're flying, what we could actually do is do this trip the most efficient way we can. I just remembered I kind of did this whole thing without Athena. Oh well. We'll tell her how it went when it happened. Cobalt's down there as well. Oh god, I can't see a thing. I just have to trust that when I get close enough to crash into something, I'm going to see it. Iron, silicon, cobalt, magnesium. Okay. There's the floor. I'd rather be able to see the floor. Okay, so we're not going to go down through the magnesium hole, so that would just be silly. So we're just going to try and, unless we just hand drill this whole thing, but I'd rather just try and do this. Not sure how well our hydrogen is going to go with this though. Our atmospheric thrusters are helping save some fuel, but we're still going through it quite quickly, so what we might have to do is like make this quick. Getting out is going to be harder. Looking at it, it looks like our Atmos are doing most of the work. Now that we're low enough. We're at minus 44 meters. Wow, they're actually showing a minus figure now. That's new. going to go overboard because we do have a lot of weight to carry if we do. Just need a lot more than we got last time. Right, that should be enough. So I'm going to have to... Right. Now I'm going to have to kind of swivel our way around here a little bit. Have I just locked? Yeah, I just locked. Right, let's check our inventory while we're locked. We've still got some ice, so that's going to convert down to hydrogen. Got a load of stone on board, but we've got plenty of magnesium, enough to make this work. So let's just dump all the stone. We don't want to be carrying that weight. Right, let's get unlocked, turn ourselves around. This is probably going to use a fair bit of fuel up doing it this way, but okay, Athena, we managed to get some magnesium from the original hole. I just found a sort of like a sneaky back way in, and we had to drill through using our ship, but we got it. We're now back in low G, atmospheric, just waiting to line up perfectly over our home base so that we can come straight down into the home base without irritating the surrounding enemy bases.
Well done, Prime. Securing that magnesium is a big win. I'll monitor our position and ensure we stay clear of those enemy bases. Let me know when you're ready to start the descent to the home base.
Okay, so that's Athena updated. We've got a fair way to have to travel here. We're coming back down a bit, so just get a little bit more altitude again. We've got 39% fuel left, so I think we're not too bad. That's actually going up because we're producing hydrogen as we go with that little bit of ice that we had left, and that's also cutting down our mass so that when we come down for a landing it's not going to be as heavy. We're at 118 tons again, so not too much heavier than before. But I think we were a lot lighter when we did our last landing. Let's get some more altitude again. Okay, let's start the process of stopping. Just keep ourselves drifting a little bit. Get this thing lined up. Fortunately, I can't see down that far, but I think if we come down about there, we should be good. Okay, as long as we don't land on top of the base, I think we should be fine there. Right, let's come down just using gravity now. Okay, so we're ready to level out and hit the thrusters any moment. get close enough to the ground so we can see what's around us and know that our... Okay. Not a bad spot to stop. Okay, that spot's taken, so we might have to go back to the hole. Get spotted in there. We may have to widen this space a little bit. Oof, we're a bit drifty. Right. We're on full thrusters right now. We've got 26% hydrogen left. So what I might do... Let's get a whole load of this ice in. We probably still have plenty of hydrogen left in our system. But, you know, if I can fill up a bit more and help the whole thing out. Let's turn off those so we're not spilling out everywhere. Right, let's look at the space we've got here. So just give us more turning circle, and then see if we can get into here. Okay. We're hearing some possible enemy activity. Come on. Bit sensitive, but... Locked. Thrusters off. Batteries on charge, tanks on fill, and I think we can turn our O2 gens off. Okay, we have a Mosquito inbound. Luckily, we also now should have magnesium being refilled. Let's turn our lights off actually. Right, Mosquito's inbound. I have to trust that it's going to get absolutely hammered. So hopefully the system is currently making a whole bunch of stuff. Production. Let's put those to the front of the queue. Inventory, refineries, magnesium's at the front. Industrial refinery 2's off right now. Let's move that over to there. Swap these around. Okay, I want this doing all the work because it's got the yield modules on. Good job our ship's in a safe-ish place. Okay, I don't think it got to do much harm to us. A couple of little parts on the ground probably being shot at. I'm a little worried that we're just going to run out of ammunition trying to shoot that thing. We're just going to burn through all our ammunition trying to shoot that thing, aren't we? We're definitely going to run out of ammunition at this rate. There's nothing there. The shots are dropping before they get there anyway. Right, okay, let's... The only way I can think of is to actually go there and see what it is. This thing's still shooting at it. It's not going to need a lot. We've got atmo thrusts as well. Power's on, atmo's on. Detach from there. Okay. Tank. Stockpile off. Well, that used a lot of ammunition up. On the upside though, I don't need... I'm going to move this around to this side a little bit. I don't think particularly I need to keep this connected at the moment. Let's park it somewhere safer. Somewhere around here. Ah, dearie me. I can get in and out there just easily. Right, so that solved that problem. Luckily we have enough magnesium to actually replenish what we've just used up. So let's quickly go upstairs and just check the situation out. Right, how are we on ammunition? 30 sitting in there, 44's on the order list, which is plenty. Magnesium. We are sitting on, let's turn our signals totally off for a minute. 28k of ore, which is plenty for this particular purpose. I think we did okay. Right then. And we did the descent again without notifying Athena. Okay, Athena, I forgot to tell you about the descent. We just did it anyway. We've landed, we've docked everything and dropped off all the magnesium, so we are safe, and I think it's probably a good time to call it a night.
Great work, Prime. It sounds like everything went smoothly. Rest well, and we can tackle the next adventure with fresh energy. Good night.
Well, let's not say goodnight just yet. We've got to say goodnight to all our fans first.
Of course, Prime. Let's wrap it up with our fans. Thank you all for tuning in. It was quite the adventure today, and we're glad to have you with us. Don't forget to join us next week as we dive into building our prototype missile assembly and possibly set up some gravity at the asteroid base. Until then, stay safe and keep exploring. Catch you next time for another exciting episode.
Thanks very much, everybody. Drop a like and leave a comment if you feel that there's something that you have to contribute to this whole series, and we'd love to see your suggestions. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.